I'm Professor Jonathan Shalit OBE. I'm chairman of the UK's preeminent independent talent management company known as Intertalent Rights Group, formerly RAW. We're based in central London and we are the UK's largest independent talent management company. There are many mantras to my business. The harder you work, the luckier you get.
It was RAW.
Correct.
For a long time.
Some 7 years.
7 years. What was the reason for the rebranding and why Intertalent?
Unfortunately, in America, there was a company called RAW which had registered the day before us. That meant internationally there was confusion growing, a sign of our success, because before we had the international success, it didn't matter. And also in the UK, I was known primarily for RAW, but I bought two other brands, a leading acting agency called Cold Kitchen and a leading comedy agency called Christian Knowles, CKP. So I decided to bring them all together under one name. So really the word inter represents the spread of what we do and talent is what we do.
What qualities do you think make you the best at what you do?
Commitment, dedication and talent.
And when you were younger, before all of this, was this the goal?
If someone had said to me, describe what you want to do when you're young in terms of where you are now, I wouldn't have known what I do now really exists. So I couldn't have described it. I kind of evolved to where I am now. So each stage of my career I could see, but I couldn't envisage where I am now because I couldn't envisage sitting to you here, being a professor, being an honorary doctor, being an OBE, having been honoured by the Queen, having taken my parents to Buckingham Palace, employing 35 people, being on first name terms and having on speed dial the Prime Minister, talking to presidents, talking to religious leaders. I couldn't have envisaged that because, well, how could I have? It just wouldn't have been possible.
How much do you personally take credit for the success of your clients?
My clients and my business is successful because I'm surrounded by great people. When people use the word I always say to them, it's very rare that I is responsible for success, it's we. Because the truth is, success is cumulative and success comes because a number of ideas, a number of people come together at the same time at the right moment.
What would have happened though if you had a job that you loved, that made you very happy, great family life, great people around you, but it wasn't making you any money?
I think if you love what you do and you're fortunate enough that you can really enjoy your day and enjoy the opportunities your career gives you, whatever you earn financially will probably be enough.
Have you ever failed?
We've all failed. He who makes no mistakes makes nothing.
Have you ever made bad financial decisions?
I've made bad decisions over the years. I mean, listen, I'm 56 now. You don't get to 56 without having made mistakes. But however, the mistakes I've made, I've learned from. I have no problem with making mistakes for me or anybody else. My problem with making mistakes is you repeat the mistakes. If it's an honest mistake and the person did it with the right intentions and did it with the intention of doing good, and they're upfront about it, I'll forget it and move on. When I won't move on is when someone lies to me or tries to cover up a mistake.
You said the harder I work, the luckier I get. The opportunities I've had, I've gone out and found.
Absolutely correct. I always say to people, when I bump into people who I grew up with or I went to school with, they'll often say, oh my God, you're so lucky, you've had such an amazing life, that's incredible. And I go, yes, I have had an amazing life. Yes, I guess it's incredible, but that's your word, not mine. But don't say I'm lucky. Because the truth of the matter is, if I'm lying on my sofa watching telly, or I'm getting drunk in a pub, the front doorbell doesn't go. There's not a knock on the door saying, hello, my name's Mr. Lucky. Mr. Lucky doesn't go around and knock on your front door. You find Mr. Lucky if you go out and meet people, if you network, if you create opportunities, or you work hard. That's how you get lucky. You get lucky by putting yourself out there. So to say the harder you work, the luckier you get, is, I think, a real truism.
What's the most valuable lesson you've learnt in business?
Listen. I mean, it all goes down to one word, learn. And whoever you are, whatever you're doing, learn. And when you're talking, you're not learning. So if you're talking, and of course there's a time to talk because at some point you've got to express what you want to need to express. But when you're in a business situation, and you're looking to develop a relationship with someone, whether it be new or further, you need to consider, I think, when you're talking, is your talking and what you're saying giving value to your ambition?
Is the entertainment industry fake?
I think the entertainment business is one of the most genuine businesses in the world. One of the wonderful caveats of creative people who are successful is they're totally honest about what they do. And I think actually when it comes to creativity and developing creativity and talent, honesty does genuinely win through. So there comes a point when you're offering creativity and talent when people have got to like what you do. And if you're not honest, people will see through that. People aren't stupid.
I actually want to talk about your OBE. You got that in 2014.
That's correct.
How does that come about? What was that day like? And was it something you were always aiming for?
I never in a million years imagined I was going to get an OBE. I mean, I knew the honours system clearly because you read about people getting honours and you meet people over the years with honours. But I never imagined I would get an honour.
And what about the mental health and the general happiness of your clients? What do you do to make sure that they are happy and that they are healthy and they don't sort of go off the rails, or they're not suffering internally and just not telling anyone?
I think first of all, when it comes to mental health and diet, that applies to all walks of life. You have a choice in life. Be healthy, live healthily, exercise, eat properly, eat sensibly, or don't. I think if you want to be successful in a business consistently for a long period of time, you've got to have energy. You have energy through being fit and healthy. So my advice to anybody who wants to be successful is be fit and healthy. My advice to anybody who's not fit and healthy is you've got more chance of being successful if you are fit and healthy.
It's interesting you say that because your recent gastric bypass surgery, how much of a role did vanity and the fact that you are a man of show in show business, how much of a role did that have to play? Was it?
I have a colleague who works for me called Severine Berman, who's worked for me for 13 years. And she once said to me, you want to be successful, you should do to yourself what you tell your clients. And what you should do to yourself is lose weight. If you lose weight, you're going to be more successful. And the truth of the matter is, I had my gastric bypass because I had diabetes. And if you have a gastric bypass, it can cure your diabetes. And in my case, it's done exactly that. Now, the consequences of that are losing a lot of weight. And the truth is, I feel a lot better for losing the weight. I'm working harder. I always worked hard before. I sleep properly now. And I exercise more. My brain works better.
But was it an insecurity of yours, or were you happy?
I was never insecure. I remember I got married to my wonderful wife the way I was. So, and I, you know, a lot of people say to me, now you're skinny, your poor wife, you might leave her, which is the complete opposite. I love my wife even more because she helped me go through that journey.
How important is your reputation to you?
The one thing you learn when you put your head above the parapet is some will love you and some will hate you, because people form an opinion, and they form an opinion of you based often on not only what you do, but also their personal circumstance. So they might dislike you, but the reason they might dislike you is because they're jealous of you. They might be rude to you because they're insecure. It might not be because of your problem. So I think as you get older, you learn to love and be friends with those that love you and put those that don't to one side, because you can't spend your life worrying about those that don't love you, because the time's not there. I was talking to Ricky Gervais once about this, and he made the comment to me that when he started out, 200 people hated him, 200 people loved him. Now 20 million hate him, but 20 million love him. Ricky Gervais can sell out the O2. He gets so much hate. Reputation. You only have one reputation, and there is the adage, you can spend a lifetime building a reputation and you can lose it overnight.